Hey, Sherry, how are you? Happy
I'm
Thanksgiving.
great. Thank you. I'm really excited because holidays are coming. And you know
Uh,
what the holidays are all about, don't you? Well, aside from wine.
and whining. Yeah, they're about having forced time with your family. And everybody hates it except for me, of course, because I'm all about family. You know, what it means is that we break out the good paper plates. Sometimes we use just the cheap old paper ones, but
Yeah.
Thanksgiving we get to put the Chinette stuff down.
Oh, oh, oh. Do you also use the red solo cups?
Yes, yes. No, no, no. We actually have real plastic cups. Dishwasher safe.
All right.
You
Well,
know, back when I was a kid, it was a big deal. The turkey cooked in my mom had a big roaster in the kitchen, and you could smell it cooking for hours.
yep,
You know,
yep.
and then we sat down, and my dad always complained that there wasn't any cranberries. But how about you?
I complain if there are no cranberries.
I never thought I would like a cranberry until 20 years ago, and then I finally ate some. I like cranberries.
They're good.
Yeah.
So you know what? With all due respect,
We don't need to even have respect. This is television.
okay. Well, courtesies extended to
There you
your
go.
Chinette ware and
Yes.
your real, not solo cup
Yes.
plastic
Yes. Yes.
drinkware.
Yes.
I thought we might take a look at how they used to entertain in Yore.
In your
In Yore,
like back in your
back in Yore.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I'm fascinated by this because I have a feeling that it was a lot more formal than it is today.
you think? So I have this wonderful publication, first issued in 1938. Can you see that?
It
Like
says
combining
your
together.
what does it say? American Woman's Cookbook.
Cookbook.
I like the fact that it says American Woman's Cookbook and not China.
But this book is so much more than just a cookbook. It has all about how to set your table for your holiday feast. So I thought
Oh,
you might enjoy it if I shared with you.
so this is going to be like a great time to talk about how to set your Thanksgiving table.
Yes. Or your
Ah.
Christmas table or your New Year's Eve table. It's just all about your holiday entertaining table.
I love it. I love it because I think we have all forgotten about how to do that. So this is fire away.
You know, I think it's a little more than forgotten. I never knew some of this stuff. But
Really?
let's start with just the bare table to begin with. And then we'll
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You have something other than a bare table?
Are you ready?
Okay. Okay.
Let's dress our table for a feast, shall
All
we?
right.
1930s
Fire away.
style. Okay, so we've got to start with the tablecloth, right?
Okay.
First, or you know what? You probably know this is a plastic cover, right?
No, that's one step ahead of what we do. No, I shouldn't say that. We actually use tablecloths on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you use a tablecloth for dinner purposes that has an overhang on the sides of 12 to 15 inches?
Nobody can measure, so I think whatever no. I'm just guessing that if it hangs over, it's surely luck of how far it hangs over.
Well, those are your dinner standards. Now, if you're having a luncheon, you need to learn a different rule. If you're having a luncheon, you need to have an 8-inch to 12-inch overhang on each side of your table.
So wait a minute. This is from 1938?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
hap-
they can measure in 1938.
Were all tables standard? I mean, did you go buy a table thinking that you needed to have a tablecloth that only hung 8 inches over?
No, you probably had to make your own tablecloth to make sure that you complied with these very strict overhang requirements.
Well, that's another skill set.
That is a whole other skill set. So now let's talk about your dinner napkins.
Okay, wait a minute.
I don't mean paper.
I get mine in a big plastic bag from Costco. And they work just fine.
Okay, well, but if you were in 1938 and you were preparing for a special holiday feast, you can't use those.
No?
No, you cannot use those. You've got to use, for your dinner napkins, you got to have specified measurements. 24 to 28 inches is that's a big dinner napkin.
Hey, that's a big, that might cover my table.
Well, yeah, if you're sitting at a TV tray, it would easily.
Well, if I tuck it into my, you know, like some people do, 28 might work.
We're in 1938. You're not tucking anything into anything.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
All right, but if you're having a luncheon, you have different size napkins. So if you're having a luncheon, we're talking 13 inches to 18 inches in napkin size.
Now, where are you getting this information from? That book? That's insane.
I did my homework here. Yeah.
Well, of course.
It's all in here. Now, we aren't done with the napkins yet because, you know, the edges have to be quite right on these napkins. You can't just have selvage edges.
Pinking shears.
No, not pinking shears. You have to have white hem-stitched edges.
Can you?
Yeah.
So either you had to find those in some store or you had to make them.
There you go. There you go.
Wow.
And now let's talk about your napkins monogram. You got monograms on your napkin? on your Costco?
Yeah, yeah. I'll take some mustard and.
Okay. Now your monogram.
What about the people that didn't necessarily have the money to monogram anything? Did they do them by hand?
I suppose so, or with mustard, as you just suggested. Well, anyway, going back to your napkins monogram, it and your tablecloth must make a perfect unity.
Wait a minute. The monogram napkin and my tablecloth must be in perfect unity?
Perfect unity, yes.
What the heck does that mean?
I don't know.
I thought you read about this.
I did, but they didn't explain what the unity was all about. I guess that's something you have to develop a feel for. You know, you sit at your table and go,
yes, I'm feeling harmony here.
Now, before you place your tablecloth, though, on your table, you have to first put down something called a silence cloth.
I've had a few of those, but they weren't on the table. They were over my head or in my mouth. What in the heck is a silence cloth? I've never heard of that.
You know, I'm guessing that that's to add a little more padding under your tablecloth so that you don't hear the clinking and clanking of your.
Yes. when you set the stuff down, it doesn't, like on our fake wood table, it doesn't make a noise.
Yeah, I was when I saw silence cloth initially, I got pretty excited. I thought that's going to solve a lot of people's problems. Yeah. So once you've got your silence cloth on your table, now you're ready to put your actual pre-measured, specifically designed for your tablecloth. But first, you've got to put a crease right down the center of it, because you use that crease to line that with your table, perfect center of your table, so that the edges hang equally distant on each side.
Well, we do that, but we don't necessarily measure. Well, yeah, because the crease is in it from last year.
Ow.
And so we just slide that sucker over, and then we kind of eyeball it, you know, and then go, there, that's good.
Huh. You come prepared to the table, don't you?
Well, I'd like to think that I am, in the year 2021, an efficient person at setting the table.
Okay, I'll buy it.
Yeah, really.
All right, now we've got to put our dishes and our flatware on the table.
Okay.
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 So, did you know that a completed place setting is called a cover?
Like COVER cover?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and that explains a lot because when I would read newspapers of yore, you know, when you read in the little society columns that Miss Mamie had the Women's Christian Temperance Unit over for luncheon, covers were set for 12. I always wondered what that meant.
Wow. So the whole set is a cover.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
It's a cover. So there is spacing involved here.
Oh no, wait a minute. Is this gonna require measuring?
Of course it is. Get out your ruler, your tape measure, whatever, you know, your T-square.
It's a skill set that I was never blessed with. Yeah, I was never blessed with any of that.
Okay, so you have to space. You have to space your cover.
Wait a minute. We got to space the covers first and then.
Well, as you're doing them, because otherwise you're going to have to set them up all over again. And here's how that works. You have to, starting from the center point of your plate and to the center point of the next plate, there must be 24 inches.
Well, my 28-inch napkin's going to be in the way.
Oh, that's in your lap and not here.
Oh, it's not tucked in here?
No,
okay.
no. And you need to have a 15-inch depth for your cover.
What's that mean? Like back in?
Yeah.
15 inches from where? Oh, didn't mean to screw you up. I thought you read about this stuff.
Probably from the edge of your table to
My
where.
arms are short. I won't even be able to reach the plate.
You know, I have the same problem, so I don't know.
Yeah, I got
maybe
this
we could sit at the kids' table.
I got penguin arms, you know.
Or TV trays.
Oh Lord.
So now we got to put the silverware down, and the silverware. I'm flummoxed by the silverware.
Nice choice of the word, flummoxed.
I really
like the word.
You know, I looked at some of the place settings in this book, and I said, "Who's going to use all of that silverware? There's only one chair at that seat. There's a lot of silverware."
Well, we just have a fork, a knife, and a spoon. And that's all the heavy lifting I'm doing.
Well, they used a lot of forks and a lot of knives and a lot of spoons, and each one had its own assignment. You can't just pick up any random fork and use it for any random purpose.
You can't?
Same with the spoon, same with the knife.
Really?
They each served a special function.
Okay.
So apparently there's a lot to learn before you even come to the table.
I mean, here it is. It's 4 hours into dinner and you haven't even got the table set yet.
All right, let's keep going.
All right.
So here we go. Silverware must all be in perfect alignment with napkin edges parallel to the silverware left of the forks. You got all that?
So I'm assuming the forks are on the left.
Yeah.
And then the napkin is left of them.
Yeah. That's probably why you need all that space, you know, from point A to
honestly.
B.
And then you have these incredibly difficult decisions about what do I use to eat what?
Yeah. Yeah, you've got that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have 2 or more glasses at your cover.
Well, you're going to have one for wine and I'm going to have one for my diet Snapple.
Okay. And the other one
is probably wrong.
Probably. So anyway, if you have 2 or more, they must be grouped artistically according to the authority. Now I have a question. If you have a group of 2, how do you make those artistic? Come on, Mr. Artist. You got some ideas here?
It's a great question that I'm going to have to look up.
Well, this might help you because I learned this also from the same cookbook.
All right.
The goblet, because of course there's going to be a goblet at your place, right?
Goblet?
A goblet.
You mean the red Solo cup is gone?
Gone. Replaced by a goblet. The goblet is the dominant member of the glassware. All of the glasses must match its shape, following its contours very closely.
Are you serious? Are you making this up?
No, you know what? You can borrow this. You too. can become table ready.
Well, we must be using a book from China, because I'm not sure that any of that is under consideration during Thanksgiving.
Could you get one of those that you order off the back of a package of Jello, where if you have like 10 Jello coupons and 25 cents, you can get this?
Yeah, that's the way to do it. I want to see this book.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to show it to you.
All right.
So anyway, since we're on the topic, or we were on the topic of artistry, let's talk about the table decorations, okay? Because I know you're probably really the table. So here's how you work through your table decorations.
All right, I'm ready for this.
Okay, number one, you have to have a plan. Yeah. Number two, do not obstruct the views of your guests.
So because I'm so short, that means whatever decorations are going to have to be short.
Well, either that, or depending on who you're sitting across from.
Oh, yeah, that could be long. Oh, my. Of course, we have to offend people, apparently, if we do that.
Okay, so we're not done yet. We also have to avoid monotonous or awkward configurations.
Oh, I know exactly what that is. And I know all of you out there watching this know exactly what that's about.
And then finally, you need to keep the decor appropriate and not bizarre. What were people putting on their tables if they needed to be told these things?
I don't know.
So they also offer some guest list advice that I thought was invaluable.
This is where it's really going to be important. Yep. You need to be able to have a compatible guest list.
Yes, you do.
All right. Tell me about it.
And now here's the phrase that really captured my attention. Be sure that as far as can be discovered, there is no third person to inject a discordant note in conversation. And I have one last tip for you as you're getting ready to set your holiday tables.
Yes, ma'am.
So you need to choose attractive and appealing garnishes for your soups, your sauces, and your aspics.
Did you say aspics?
Yeah.
I've never garnished my aspic before. But it's a thought, if it's going to help. I know you looked that up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The definition is no more appealing than the word. It's a meat jello.
Meat jello.
Meat jello. Yeah, it's made with congealed meat broth. It's got pieces of stuff in something that looks like cloudy jello.
Wow. I don't think I've ever eaten aspics.
I don't think I ever will.
Oh my goodness. Now, so I'm assuming that through all of this falderall, that the wearing of an upgrade rather than a sweatsuit is probably appropriate for these meals.
Yes. I think you should probably wear a giant napkin.
I don't believe it. I can't see anyone. Well, I shouldn't say that. There are people who I'm sure have a beautiful set and much more formal Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner table than we do. And part of it's because it's what you learn. But I have a definite feeling that I'd have to wear something more formal than a hooded sweatshirt.
Oh, well, you have time to plan.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I can't wait to see this book. And and are there any last minute tips that we might get from Sherry, the Epicurean wizard?
Honestly, once they told me to garnish my aspic, I was done.
Oh my. Well, Sherry, as always, I learn a lot from you, and I appreciate you taking the time to educate all of the 12 of us, you, me, and the other 10 people, well, maybe, that are actually watching these videos. But having a wonderful Thanksgiving. And if this doesn't get out until after Thanksgiving, I hope you have a wonderful holiday or Christmas dinner. And for now, until we see you again, this is Tony Tominick and
Sherry Spencer.